Am I the asshole for separating a child from its mother? I'm really confused right now. Everything is really raw. The baby is safe and sitting on my lap right now. My wife Nicole and I have been together for 8 years. I loved her. She was my son. I was really happy when I learned that I was going to be a dad. I've always wanted to raise children while Nicole didn't really care. She gave birth to a baby girl Kaya about 18 months ago. I love Kaya, she is my little sweetheart. We are very close. I'm a sod since I work from home and earn decently. Nicole goes to work. Nicole isn't really into the labor of a kid, she just likes to do the fun stuff. Kaya's always been closer to me than Nicole since I feed her, clean her, all that fun stuff. I found out Nicole has been fucking my cousin. They've been on and off for about 2 years. She stopped when she got pregnant and then recently started her affair again. Kaya isn't biologically mine as in cousin as her father. My cousin is an ass and wants nothing to do with children and never really cared much about babies, especially Kaya. He knew about Kaya possibly being his and just didn't care. He still refused to be her dad after paternity test. I've been depressed since all this came out and Nicole decided to leave our house. She found an apartment and Alan was taking Kaya with her. I didn't protest at first because I was distraught about the paternity test and admit got a bit distant with my little nut. Well, they were moving today and I spent a lot of time with Kaya since she was going away and I didn't know when I was going to see her again. I'm struggling the paternity but I can't change that I raised Kaya and she calls me Dada. Nicole made a huge show of leaving and was telling Kaya to say bye-bye to the house and to Dada. Kaya was really confused and she didn't want to leave with Nicole because frankly she doesn't go anywhere alone with Nicole much. Well, Kaya made a fuss and kept shouting Dada and reach out to me. I don't know what came over me but I just took her from Nicole's arms and told Nicole I'm keeping her and that she could leave. Nicole tried to get Kaya from me but Kaya wouldn't budge and kept crying. She finally left and said she'd be back later to get her blood. Her mom is calling me now and saying that Kaya is not mine and it's cruel to separate a child from its mother. However, I can't bear to let Kaya go and she's happy at her home. Her mom doesn't even know what Kaya needs to eat. Am I the asshole? Update. I've contacted a lawyer and he says I have a strong case. I'm also listed as the father on the birth certificate. Nicole hasn't contacted me again yet and she hasn't come for Kaya. I don't know where she is right now. Not the asshole. Lawyer up and apply for custody. Being a dad isn't about blood. Don't however let her mother back into your life and home just so you can have Kaya around. That's what the mom and she are pushing for really. She's happily left the childcare to you until now. She's now using blood to try and force you to let her come back. She cheated with your family for 2 years. She doesn't love or respect you. NTA. Go to the courthouse ASAP and file full emergency custody. You're likely able to gain it and have a proper trial later on. If you are on birth certificate you've every right to do so. You've raised her most and likely able to prove she didn't do much and wouldn't be in child's best interest to go with her. Not the asshole. Lawyer up and get full custody. I'm all for dads staying at home so mothers can work but this is taking the piss. She hardly knows her own kid and obviously doesn't have good morals. Your daughter, yes, your daughter, you raised her, deserves better than her. Not the asshole. Are you on the birth certificate? If so, that gives you a lot of power in the US. Hell, I have a friend who had to pay child support for kids that were proven not to be his, with the mother married to the father, because he's on the certificate. Most importantly, get a lawyer. You're going to need one, ASAP. Absolutely not the asshole. I worry for this child if your wife is somehow able to get Kaya from you. I can't give legal advice, but I assume you have some right to custody of her as the legal father of the child. Please do what research you can and talk to a lawyer to find a way to keep her safe. Info. Are you listed as the father on Kaya's birth certificate? Not the asshole. Try to get custody. It's going to be an uphill battle and maybe a GoFundMe can help. Courts do tend to take into account what is best for the child. You raised her and the fuss she made wanting to stay with you shows that to this little girl you are her dad. Paternity test BD. I hope the judge is willing to take this into consideration as well as the bio parents' lack of interest in actual parenting. Was your name put on the birth certificate? Everyone sucks here, you and your ex, for not having civil conversations about your daughter's well-being. Be very careful. You say you refused to give the baby back to her mother. You could possibly be charged with kidnapping, even if your name is on the birth certificate. Get a lawyer immediately and give Kaya back to her mom for now. Apply for custody legally and lawfully. Please don't spend any more time on Reddit and Google lawyers in your area. She's your little girl and I hope things work out for you both. It's mother. Talk to a fucking lawyer, not Reddit. You need to sort this out legally. Not the asshole, and you should definitely lawyer and to try and get custody. Not the asshole, but you need a lawyer and a custody agreement as soon as possible. Especially if you want to still be this little girl's dad. No judgment, this is out of Reddit's hands. Get a lawyer and delete this post. This is a very complicated legal issue. My heart breaks for you, but if the child isn't yours, biologically your actions might be illegal. What dude are you are currently committing a felony? This sounds like a 14-year-old wrote it. Good luck. I've always wanted to raise children while Nicole didn't really care. If you truly think you are the better parent, then fight for your daughter. As far as I am concerned, the father is the one that looks after her. The other man is just the sperm donor. However, make sure you don't do this to get even. Do this because you think you are the best person to have this child. Are there any parents here? Not the asshole, but the mom doesn't sound abusive. I don't think you will be seeing the kid as much as you think, and it doesn't help that you kept her from the mom. Unfortunately, courts tend to side with the mom, especially if they are normal and simply cheated on you. You have a long fight ahead. Not the asshole. Get a lawyer immediately. Since you've been Assad and your cousin isn't interested in being her dad, you need to act right away. Not the asshole, but get a lawyer in case things go south. Not the asshole, at all. Kaya is your daughter, and you need to do everything you can to keep her in your life. And preferably keep Nicole out of it. Her obviously for cheating, but also you for expecting full custody. Unless she is neglectful to the baby, then you should have shared custody. You are the asshole. Nicole's infidelity and parenting are, of course, asshole-ish. But your daughter has the right to have a relationship with her mother, and it's your job to work with Nicole to find an arrangement which is the best thing for your daughter. Not just, she cheated, we're never seeing her again. Get a lawyer. We aren't one. Yes. Don't separate them just because she didn't love you. If you are on the birth certificate, you are her legal father in the U.S. That being said, you need a lawyer as soon as possible. I think you should get yourself into therapy. You are going to need help dealing with this. I can't imagine what it feels like having your child taken away from you, then adding on the betrayal of a partner. All the internet hugs you will get through this. Yeah, you're breaking the law and could be arrested for kidnapping. You may not like it, but you legally don't have the right to keep that child from her mother. You could lose all rights to see her if you continue to do so. Custodial interference, also called custody interference, refers to the taking or keeping of a child from the custodial parent with the intent to interfere with that parent's rightful physical custody. Look it up. All these people telling you to keep the kid etc. mean well but are giving you the worst possible advice. You are setting yourself up for serious trouble. Oh fun. More, women are whores. Fan FIC. Don't you all have your own MGTOW subs? If you're on the birth certificate, you are the dad. In many states, actual paternity doesn't matter if you're the one on the birth certificate. Get a lawyer and fight for your rights. Protect that baby. But know that you will have to co-parent with your cheating, deceitful spouse. Make sure you're ready for lifelong commitment to this child. If you let her grow up being yours, you can't just decide to check out if you move on with a new relationship, or when your ex does, and you can't ever treat this baby like she's not yours. It's a tough call. I commend you for wanting to continue being a parent. Not the asshole, but might not be considered in the legal right. Sort out the legalities as soon as possible. You need a court order friend. Not the asshole for following what your baby wants and needs during this traumatic time. YWBTA if you didn't get this in legalese though that's going to cause a ton of problems for everyone. Everyone sucks here. You can't keep a child from their biological mother because you feel like it. I understand the situation sucks so you should lawyer up, but in the meantime you're technically kidnapping. This is better suited to the legal advice subreddit rather than AITA. I get that you've bonded with this child and love her very much, but the fact of the matter is that she is not yours. If you married someone with kids prior to your marriage, you wouldn't get custody of them once the marriage ended. She may or may not be a great mom, but none of what she did sounds like she abused the child. You may be able to get visitation since you're on the birth certificate, I'm assuming, but it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt you are not the father. I'm so sorry for this whole situation. Being cheated on is absolutely devastating. She violated your trust in marriage, and I genuinely hope you are able to trust and love again. Just know that what she did to you is 1000% not your fault. Don't listen to Reddit lawyers, do get a real lawyer. No judgment here, but you need to lawyer up ASAP. This is way above Reddit and you need to get a professional in your area to help you. It seems that you really love Kaya, and whether or not she's blood related to you it seems you love her as your baby anyways. Do what you need to do. I hope things turn out in your favor. Your name is on the birth certificate, right? That's a legal document that says this is your child. If your ex tries to take her away without a legal custody agreement of some sort, that opens up some very interesting gray areas. I'd be talking to a lawyer ASAP and trying to get custody arranged in your favor. You are the primary carer, which has to count for something. Fight for your kid. Not the asshole. Lawyer, now. Go find a family law attorney and get a consultation today. Call a lawyer. Not the asshole. But you did do something monumentally stupid. You need to get Kaya back to her mom right the fuck now. There's a good chance that if Nicole chose to contact the police, you'd be arrested for kidnapping. You're not her biological dad, and police and the courts tend to side with the mother in custody disputes. Give Kaya back to Nicole, lawyer up, and fight for custody in court where you won't end up in prison if you lose. Dude, don't post here, get a lawyer. Morally, you're not the asshole at all, but boy will you get hell over this. Get a lawyer like this instant, you'll need it. Not the asshole. You need to file for emergency custody though. You were married when Kaya was born so you're legally considered the father regardless of blood. You need a lawyer, not Reddit. Children should be with whoever loves and cares for them. Not the asshole since you asked for a judgment, but I hope you are getting legal advice instead of reading these. In a court the blood is rarely as important as who is in the birth certificate. You can expect your ex to lawyer TF up, and you can expect shit to get pretty fucking crazy. Expect her to weaponize this child against you. You need to get a lawyer. Immediately. Get a lawyer and take their butts to court. Reddit judgment won't do jack for you in this situation, just get it sorted legally. Not the asshole. Dude, you need a lawyer. In some states in the U.S., there is a biological father and a legal father. The legal father is the person a woman is married to when she gives birth to a child. The legal father has rights, biology aside. Find out. Assert your rights. Not the asshole. Consult a family lawyer. Lawyer up today. You are her dad, you cared for her since birth. Not the asshole. I can't give you further advice, but a lawyer can. Get ASAP and file for custody.